YouTube. Got some news. I had my baby exactly 7 days ago, and I had a little boy. So I had him at what was that, 10:56 a.m. on May 19th. Pretty much my labor started at about 1:45 when my water broke. I heard a pop and my water broke. And so I started getting everything ready to go to the hospital. I called my doctor, and he wasn't in. He was out of town. So I had to talk to another doctor, and that doctor delivered my baby. My doctor didn't come to see us until the following day when he got back in town. So to get started, well, I kind of just sat down and just started recording. So I might be a little all over the place, but so like I was saying, I had my baby May 19th at 10:56 a.m. My water broke around 1:45 a.m. I didn't start having contractions until they gave me Pitocin, so I kind of had to have my labor induced in a way. I started getting the Pitocin around 4, almost 5 o'clock. Because my contractions just wasn't strong enough that I was having. I didn't even feel the contractions. So they said they had to get, labor started, because after 24 hours, then, infection starts setting up and I'm going to have to get a C-section. And I don't want to have a C-section. Well, I didn't want to have a C-section. So, let's see. At around 4 to 5 a.m., they started doing the Pitocin. At around 7, they really cranked the Pitocin up then. My contractions was like this. And then it'd be like a line. Then they go. It was killing me. It was killing me. That Pitocin. So, around 8 o'clock, they gave me Stadol. And I was high. I was on like cloud 9. It helped for like about an hour. So around 9, I told them that I was starting to feel the contractions again. I mean, the Stadol, it helped in a way, but it made me feel more high than anything, which was fine. Like most people say, they get irritable and it doesn't help, but it didn't really bother me. Like it didn't make me irritable. It just made me feel high. Then they gave me another dose of it around 9 something. I think it was 9 something. They gave me another dose of the Stadol. And then I was really in pain. Like it was helping, but it wasn't. So she said that we're gonna go ahead and give you the epidural. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all. Okay, so when I went, I was dilated to a 1. I was a full 1 when I got there when my water had broke. So I was a full 1. And then when they checked me, because I got to the hospital around 3 a.m. So at 3 a.m. they checked me, I was a 1. So around 4, it was like right before they gave me the Pitocin, I think I was like I was a 2. So I was a 2 then. And so when they gave me the epidural, well, they hadn't checked me since like earlier that morning. So they didn't check me, and apparently the nurse knew that I must have been dilated a little further along than it, because she said, well, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the epidural because you seem like you're in a lot of pain. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm still a little high after Stadol. So I was like, cool with me. So I get the epidural, which the epidural was like fine. I felt like a little pressure, but I had to be still, and it wasn't as bad as people try to make it seem. It wasn't. So after I got the epidural, they checked me, and I was a 10. So basically, my labor went fast. So I was a 10, and she was like, oh, you ready to have your baby? And I was like, oh, I'm ready to have my baby. And it didn't click in my head until like a minute later. I was like, wait a minute, did she just say I was going to have my baby right now? And then by that time, the epidural had finally kicked in. I still had feeling, but it had kicked in. So I started feeling like a certain pain, but it was more like pressure pain, but it didn't hurt like that. And I was telling her, And she was like, yeah, she was like, that's because he's right there. So he was like, right there. And so, yeah, so let's see what happened after that. Oh, yeah, so they was getting everything ready, and my mom had left because they had told my mom when they gave me the epidural that it might be a while. So, because they didn't think that anybody can, I guess, go that fast. So, they told my mom to go get something to eat and come back, and my husband was there too. So, he had got there, and, well, he had to come all the way from Kentucky because he's in the Army, and I'm in Tennessee. So, he had to make a 4-hour drive to me. So he made it in time. He got there around 7, I think. No, it was around, no, it was like 9 when he got there. Because he left around, I think 3 or 4. He was getting ready to leave around that time. So he got to me fairly quickly. And so he was able to, be there just in time. If he had made it 2 hours later, he probably would have missed it. But he was there. So they was waiting on my mom to come back before I started pushing or anything. But I mean, I didn't feel any bad pressure. I think I did three, what do they call it? Like 3 cycles or something of contractions or something like that, where you push like 3 times and a contraction or something like that, or 2 times. So I still was able to feel the contractions. when I was able to tell that I was having a contraction still. So basically it was fairly easy. The pushing wasn't hard. I didn't have to push much. So I think after like 3 cycles of pushing, which I think I only pushed for like maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, he came out and he weighed 6 pounds 8 ounces, and he was 18 3/4 inches long. He came out, he was screaming. Oh, he was screaming. But he was so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Like, my baby. And they put him on my chest, and the first thing I said was, why is he so white? Because he was white. But after they cleaned him off, he didn't look like that no more. He wasn't just white. Like somebody had put powder all over him. But my husband held him for like 30 minutes until they finally weighed him. And during that time, they was trying to get the placenta to come out. And this took the placenta like 45 minutes to an hour to come out. And it was yucky when I saw it. It was yucky. But otherwise, everything went well. I had a good labor. Oh yeah, I was 18 weeks and 6 days when my water broke. So 1 day shy of 19, what did I say, 18? Oh my goodness. I was, I was 38 weeks, 6 days, 1 day shy of 39 weeks. There we go. 1 day shy of 39 weeks. So it was pretty, I don't know, it was like the most beautiful thing that has ever happened to me. I can't believe I pushed out my little baby, and he is a screaming voice box. But it was amazing, and I wouldn't trade my son for the world. And him Jamal, basically he has his dad's middle name for his first name. And then since I'm married to him, we got the baby of course had his last name, so my last name. What else did I forget? I think that's about it. All about my labor and delivery. Oh yeah, I had an ultrasound done the Thursday before, because I guess the doctor thought maybe he was a little bigger or smaller than what he was expecting. I'm not sure. I think he thought maybe he was a little bigger, but the ultrasound hit it on the spot. She said that he weighed 6 pounds 8 ounces. My baby came out weighing 6 pounds 8 ounces. So it was just pretty cool. She knew what she was doing. She was a good ultrasound tech. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. Oh, my hospital stay. It was pretty decent. I stayed one day in the hospital. Basically, I had him at 10:56 a.m. and I went home next day at 5. Oh yeah, I had to get. I didn't tear it like that. I didn't tear it bad at all. I tore it just a little bit, and the only reason why the doctor sewed it up was because he said it wouldn't stop bleeding a little bit. So he just wanted to be sure. Otherwise, and it was like on the inside. So otherwise, I was perfectly fine. The epidural wore off like 2 hours later. I was able to walk, use the bathroom, take a shower, do whatever. I was walking around like I hadn't had a baby. My recovery was fast. Everything was just great. Like, I have the minimum of bleeding. I'm not sure how much weight I have lost in a week. But I haven't weighed myself. But I took the baby to the doctor, which I do a separate video on that. But yeah, so I had my baby, and look out for more videos to come. Bye bye.